Hello, my name is Weiqiao Zhang. I was trained as a career development professional. I worked in one of the largest social service agencies in Canada, hosted hundreds of job fairs, and assisted thousands of immigrants in achieving their career goals. Today, I'd like to talk to you about how to launch a successful job search as an immigrant. Immigrants who join our society are usually very well educated, with relatively strong technical skills, and often managerial experiences. As newcomers, however, we face many difficulties in promoting ourselves for a position that is consistent with our qualifications from our home country. Now, how can you find employment that will fully utilize your skills and experiences in a short period of time? I identified 3 main challenges you must overcome to achieve your career goals in the new country. The first issue immigrant job seekers run into is no local experience. This, at first sight, seems to be a chicken and egg problem, because you won't have any local experience to begin with. However, all you need to do is to keep your expectations low for the very first job, which gives you the local experience. So, why employers emphasize local experience? There's high cost associated with hiring practice in Canada and the US. Hiring the wrong person incurs a huge cost to any company. Employers look at no local experience as a high-risk factor. What it tells them is that this person is brand new to the society. Does she have a place to stay? Does she know which bus to take? Does she have any knowledge of the local industries? Employers will avoid this risk at all costs by avoiding hiring someone with no local experience. So, even a job at McDonald's would help clear many doubts of the employers. In short, you can overcome the challenge of no local experience by getting an entry-level position, preferably with customer service duties. The second challenge faced by immigrant job seekers is language or soft skills in general. Nowadays, no job is done by one person. Teamwork requires communication. It's even more so when it comes to customer service. Language and soft skills are essential in achieving effective communication with both colleagues and clients. Imagine a newcomer looking for a job in your home city. He speaks your language, but with a thick accent and vocabularies that you're not familiar with. Would you trust him in representing your company and dealing with your customers? Not likely. We as immigrants must take the time to improve our language and soft skills to a level of effectiveness and professional communication as soon as possible. Before I show you how to improve your language skills, let's take a look at some examples of soft skills. Communication and interpersonal. These are skills essential to create meaningful dialogues between colleagues and your customers. Sales and customer service. These are essential for pretty much any job nowadays. Teamwork. Like I said, no work is done by one person, so you always need to know how to work in a team. Presentation. These are hard to avoid when you work in the office position. Management. If you ever want to get a position to utilize your managerial experience, you must have the language and the soft skills to carry out managerial duties. Leadership. Of course, to lead, you must set an example, and to do that, you need very good language. As you may notice, many of the soft skills require an understanding of the culture, or even the workplace culture in a company or industry. What are some of the ways to improve your language and, more importantly, your understanding of the new culture? The short answer is exposure. You must fully expose yourself in the new language and culture. Your first entry-level position, as I mentioned earlier, presents the best opportunities to practice your language, improve your communications and interpersonal skills, understand the team culture, and familiarize yourself with the vocabularies in meeting and small talks. Last but not least, the importance of network is not to be undermined in immigrant job search. How many of us got your last job in your home country because we applied to a job posting? I bet you not many. 80% of all jobs in North America are from the hidden job market. These jobs are not advertised anywhere. There's no job postings to be found, or there's no job postings on any websites. As immigrants, we often need to build a network from scratch. We must do so as early as we can because it does take time for the network to develop and expand. It is important to let people around you to know that you're looking for work. It can be your family members, your friends, fellow job seekers, employers, career advisors, teachers, and so on. Know the super connectors is also very important. These are people who already developed a large network. Where can we meet people who are helpful to our job search? Let's look at some examples. Of course, you can meet people at job fairs. That's where you meet with job seekers and employers alike. You can also join professional or trade associations. They often host large networking events where you can meet many people who might be relevant to your industry. Seminars and workshops. If you go study a language or you learn how to write a resume, you will meet peers and facilitators who will share information with you. Of course, info sessions and open houses. Not only you can learn more services, but also you practice your listening skills as well as your public speaking skills sometimes. Last but not least, don't forget about personal social events like birthday parties, where you can meet many different friends from different experiences. Focus on your acquaintances, not your friend. You may have a few friends, but you may have hundreds of acquaintances. You will benefit the most from having many acquaintances. Also, I'd like to share some tips about networking. First, please make sure you have a card made for you, because this is important for the other person to remember you and to contact you at a later time. This will make your networking more effective. Second, I suggest you prepare an elevator speech. These are 15-second speech to quickly introduce yourself and tell the other person what you're up to. Third, be distinct or extinct. This means you want to leave a long-lasting impression to the person you talk to. And finally, don't underestimate the power of following up. Write up a few sentences within 24 hours after you met with the person. And this note will help cement the impression that you left with that person. And hopefully, she will contact you at a later time if she runs into an opportunity that fits you the best. Immigrant job search experience can be a very rewarding and fun experience because you get to learn a lot about yourself and the new culture. It depends on how you do it and your attitude towards it. Having the right attitude and knowing the right information and skills will make your job search experience more pleasant than you think. Good luck to your job search.